Heading into VCT Champions 2025, Sam was running out of time. After his Counter-Strike career failed to launch amid the fall of North American CS, he was one of the first players to make the leap to Valorant, joining NRG. But even in a new game, his luck didn't change. He simply couldn't win.
Finds one big trade, K9 in the back, takes down Som, it's on 3, make it 2, Victor and crashes. Oh, it's only Victor, the truly unthinkable might just be happening, and it has!
Som was a journeyman, a player who kept on grinding and never gave up on the game. But after the 2023 season, he finally threw in the towel. Competing hadn't gotten him anywhere, and his successful stream was calling. But amid some mid-season struggles, NRG needed a change. They needed Som. Som wasn't the only returning player. He and FNS were a package deal, called in to rescue the flailing squad. NRG wanted Som for a simple reason. He was a player everyone knew they could always count on. It wasn't just his ability to click on heads. Som brought something much more intangible to the server, something every struggling team needs: hype.
He just always seems to get the job done. He's now kind of one of their vibes guys. Like, he's the one who's, telling the players, come on, man, let's go. He's getting up, he's standing up. So he's kind of built on to not just being a really good controller player, a guy who you can rely on in most situations, to also being kind of like an emotional leader for the team.
Nice, John! Let's go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bud.
A fair chunk of this game is vibes. Just how you're feeling coming into it, how you're mentally prepared, just as much as, your in-game preparation. He brings that energy, he brings that confidence, and that's something that more teams need.
But even with Som and FNS back on the roster, NRG still couldn't find the win they needed. Som still couldn't be a champion.
The last two players of Cloud9 back towards the market. Goes for that second time. As the satchel comes up, the death split coming through. Not enough time. Moves comes out for the kill. Cloud9, welcome to the playoffs.
At this point, Som had been competing for 7 years. Many of his contemporaries had retired to stream. It seemed likely he'd be next to leave, but he wanted to win, and NRG wanted to win too. They rebuilt in the offseason, retaining Ethan, Som, and FNS, while Verno, Mata, and Bonkar received the call-up from challengers. A string of wins in the offseason made NRG seem capable of big things in 2025, but it was just a honeymoon phase. Behind the scenes, NRG were struggling.
Where's Verno? You're supposed to be on the pod, bro.
We are more than likely going to remove Verno from our starting roster, and there are plenty of reasons for that, most of which has to do with in-game and out-of-game stuff, but more of it is just the goals in-game a lot of the times just don't feel like they align.
NRG benched Verno and their head coach Bonkar after a middling performance at kickoff, saying the roster ultimately failed in terms of team cohesion. NRG picked up Brock, another challengers prospect, but it didn't help. Stage 1 was a mess, and FNS was out. FNS chose to retire, which got fans speculating. He and Som had been a package deal for so long, and the roster looked adrift. Surely now was the time for Som to step back as well, but he stayed the course. NRG brought Bonkar back as the head coach and added Scuba, who previously played under him on Oxygen throughout 2024. Without an IGL, Ethan was forced to step into the role, but the last time he called for NRG, it didn't look good.
First trip cleared, the dog went all the way around the pillar! Tens does it again! Intense on OT, but can they counter? No! Tens with 4! Second gets the last. OT on the cards.
Ethan last year, pretty disastrous calling. I don't know exactly why it was so bad, but the team looked dysfunctional. The attacking ideas didn't make sense. It all fell to pieces.
In 2024, NRG's roster was filled with veterans, players who all had their own ideas on how to win. Now, Ethan and Som were presiding over a crew of hungry young players who had been waiting at a shot in the major league for years. And with Bonkar back as head coach, they finally had the proper tools to succeed.
They're making a good go. The bullets are raining down, some good connections, but all it takes is the one from Mata. Wonderful finish there from NRG, a complete turnaround.
NRG strung together wins, finishing at the top of their group in Stage 2, but many derided their group as the easier one, and once playoffs started, NRG came crashing back down to earth.
NRG, we're giving a second life. But they won't have a third. It will be G2 advancing. Leave Baby Bay, it doesn't matter. G2 are top 2 and head to the upper final to face off against Sentinels.
But NRG rose from the ashes as the clear second best team in the region, overcoming C9 and Sentinels to qualify for their first international event since 2023. Sam was going to Champions. He had his one last chance to win it all. Heading into Champions Paris, everyone believed Americas was a one-team region, and that team was G2 Esports. They pulled off a clean sweep domestically, winning every trophy and dominating everyone in their way, which is to say, few people expected much of NRG. Their late season surge was impressive, but it wasn't enough to give fans hope ahead of Champions. NRG hobbled through the group stage, surviving via skin of their teeth comebacks against defending champions EDG and DRX. Despite taking the top seed from their group, NRG were still underestimated going into the bracket. Fans didn't think NRG were a lock against Giant X, but Brock had the game of a lifetime.
Set the pace now, tempo forwards, but oh my god!
No way!
There's no bloody way!
Kill this man!
Really biding his time, and now Brock steps forwards here. Cloud spotted! And Brock gets 4! Okay! 4 players in front of you, and what's your decision to make? A lot of sound cues, a lot of you two being held down, and nobody looking! Som cleans them all up! And almost controls it down, but he ace, but a 4K will do the job nevertheless. That is just absolutely unbelievable. Every single player on top form, every single idea going wrong, they have been on top of it all, and now they are sailing further forwards in that uppers, and they send Giant all the way down.
While the win may have made NRG look like contenders, their true test came next.
Yeah, I'd argue 4. I mean, our team wasn't there a ton.
Hello.
Oh, I love this set!
Oh.
It's beautiful! Aspas gets 3! Waylay believers rejoice! Aspas gets 4. He knows what the people want. We'll see if he can find it. They know where he is. The king returns to the international stage and does it with an ace.
I think he's incredibly cautious in terms of how he takes fights, to the point where he won't overstretch himself to take a fight that others might go for.
They love to just purely set up Aspas as a player, and the Waylay I think really suits his playstyle too. But just being able to get out, if he sees that he's taking an inopportune fight, he has the refract to just pull himself back. So all of those things are clicking again. You have the things that made them such a dominant team.
But MIBR weren't just a deadly team featuring one of the best players in the world. They were also being led by Verno, the very star NRG kicked earlier in the season. And at Champions, he was showing exactly why NRG should have regretted that decision.
Time dwindling away, the shock just a bit off the mark as Verno repositions, looks to take the fight into Levius' lap and does. A 1v1! And Verno delivers for MIBR, the Red Bull clutch.
To move forward in the bracket, NRG had to face Verno and prove they hadn't made a mistake. Prove that they were good enough. Prove that they were capable of more than some expected. And for Sam, he had to prove he was more than a streamer. His contemporaries, retired players turned content creators like FNS and Tens had their trophies. If he was going to hang up the mouse for good, he needed his trophy too. And that meant he needed this win.
Competing is just fun, and you make memories, and you can raise trophies and kind of like cement yourself in Valorant history. So it really depends on just like what his own aspirations are. He likes playing. He enjoys playing on a team for one, but he like has the drive and the competitiveness to keep on going.
But Aspas didn't make it easy. He suffocated NRG on Abyss, getting multi-frag after multi-frag. But off the back of some incredible retakes, NRG forced OT.
Unwilling to relent just yet. Looking for more chances. And more victims to drop. NRG giving this a damn good go. Brock can at least get towards half here. That's big work from him, but Marder! That is what the doctor ordered. 3v3, back and forth. Som on a good line there. Gonna catch Shenham on the push-up. See it, Artisan trying to shoulder, and he is going to win his fight. Quick bomb flash potentially. The fuse started. Artisan putting everything into this Brock. Has been good in the clutch scenarios, but it's got to go now. NRG taking back the lead. Shorty getting closer. Artisan 50 HP. Amada breaks his heart with the Shorty. NRG forced deep into this OT.
After fending off 2 map points, NRG found a narrow victory to take a crucial lead in the series. And after their performance against GX, it seemed like they might be able to close out the series 2-0 on Haven. But MIBR had other ideas. The Brazilians ran circles around them, dominating map 2 with a decisive 13-4 scoreline, while Aspas ran rampant around them. NRG needed this win. They got off to a bad start on map 3, but found their footing after the first half. But Verno and the Brazilians weren't done yet.
We're down to Aspas and Verno's, the 2 highlights, the 2 storylines. And Verno, that's the spike! Can he deny it again? It's poetry in motion from Verno! Saving MIBR! I thought they were done for! They should have been! What are you meant to do against 4? You start to believe it's a dangerous thing. 1 away from OT.
3 chances, down to 1.
Left with only a fraction to play with. No space, no comfort, and a double swing not good enough. It's Scuba in a 1v4, ulted, hindered, nothing to do but die, as Verno should be feeling sky high about his performance.
MIBR brought things back from the brink to take it to OT, and even when NRG pulled ahead, Aspas refused to go away.
He's a force of nature, and you can see why, but can he do more? Deep flash, they want to go hunting. Oh, it's brilliant from Aspas! Now how long can he live? Trying to outstay his welcome, sees another target, Scuba there, takes away Verno, Paranoia in. How much is this going to come down to a 3v3? Aspas, he's on for 4, he aces to keep MIBR alive! There is no one like this man in the game!
Winning this match was never going to be easy, but even when rounds looked completely unwinnable, NRG found a way.
Corner. Does get cleared. Scuba taking the first step towards back, getting on this side. Stunning! Follow-up as well. 3v3 now. Cortesia finds his own stealing of the nerves, leaving Scuba and Som! No way, Scuba! What is doing with Som? They don't know. Or do they know now? They've got to check on this. They have to check on this. Oh my god! What are we witnessing? Back-to-back ridiculous rounds! The time ticking so loudly now for MIBR as NRG, round by round, never down, never out, true underdogs pushing their way through to the arena now as Paris truly awaits.
In their hardest moments, Som stepped up and put down Aspas, but it took everything.
You just keep getting opt no matter what you do. You gotta get into the rhythm of trying not to get opt because it happens so often. It's annoying, but you can game plan around it.
Not a single player on NRG went positive over the course of the series, but their teamwork won out. And the rookies were the stars of the show. Scuba, who had been stuck in contract jail for years, refused to let his shot at a championship go to waste. He was quietly putting on an MVP-like performance in playoffs.
I'm ecstatic, you know, top 3. I honestly never thought this was gonna happen. I was stuck in tier 2 for like 3 years. Everything fell through every time I had a tryout for a tier 1 team. So yeah, honestly, it's a blessing and I'm just so happy.
And Mata, who wasn't necessarily lighting up the scoreboard, set his team up for success with constant selfless plays. It seemed like the sky was the limit for NRG. Top 3 was guaranteed, but could they go all the way? Could Som finally lift his trophy? The win against MIBR put NRG in the upper final, setting the stage for a match against Fnatic, one of the best Valorant teams of all time. But America's last hope was peaking at the perfect time. But the real secret to NRG's runaway success was the Odin. The Odin was a gun players had dabbled with for years. Some saw its potential all the way back in the earliest days of the game, but Brock was bringing it into modern Valorant, complete with a scientific approach to the gun.
Brock's a nerd. He's just in the server all day finding spams, figuring out the gun. But it's very interesting because on defense is where it shines mostly. If someone peeks you and they don't kill you right away, your whole entire team can't peek because it's just a wall of bullets. So it makes it annoying when we play against somebody that uses the Odin, even like half as well as Brock.
Brock spent hours and hours sitting and grinding out angles where the Odin could be at its most potent. See, the Odin has extremely high wall penetration, and on certain maps with a ton of thin walls, like Ascent, Lotus, and Corrode, the Odin can absolutely shred opponents.
It's really annoying to play against it, but like if a player is good at it, just go play it. It means you're a good player if you use it correctly.
While other players noticed Brock's incredible success and picked up the gun, they didn't have the sheer hours he did. They simply couldn't replicate his skills.
I think he's phenomenal. A lot of people will detract away from like saying, well, he's doing a Odin, and don't get me wrong, he's like one of the best players in the world at abusing the strengths of that gun. Like your inability to be traded once you get a first kill. You just keep holding that mouse one, they can't swing into it. They just can't, and he's consistently getting 2 pieces off the back of that.
And with Brock's Odin in their pockets, NRG dominated. Brock was one of the highest rated players at the event, despite having the absolute lowest headshot percentage. Frequently, enemy teams were starting rounds chunked down from Odin bullets tagging them through walls, and the low health meant that headshots weren't necessary to finish the job. Brock softened enemies up, and the rest of the team made them fall.
I think Som's going to be here. They heard that TP earlier. He might have played him like a fiddle. 14 seconds. Spikes down. Som on guard duty. What a stop from him. They want the plant for something on their side. But
Nobody's holding.
What is that? No way. A Fnatic making these mistakes, and Brock is breaking their back. It looks like he's starting well. Good follow-up. Great kill.
Oh my God!
The baby-faced assassin making it look possible.
Look at Scuba's HP.
2 HP, standing on top, standing tall, a 1v1. Oh my God! 2 HP was all he needed.
Brock suffocated Fnatic with the Odin in map 1 of the upper final. But on map 2, there was another secret quietly on display: Ethan's incredible calling.
He's looking very comfortable in terms of how he runs their attack sites on Haven. And they've even had some massive comebacks on attack sites like Abyss in the game against EDG, where, yeah, it's really Ethan stretching his muscles a little bit and showing that he can call a slower game that isn't just reliant on fast pops. So he already had the team leadership and the respect to be able to run a team, but now I think he's finding his rhythm as a guy who can understand what his opponents are doing and find the outplay.
NRG ran circles around Fnatic on Abyss. Even a year ago, fans wouldn't have expected this level of expertise from Ethan.
The first time, I don't think I had as good as a support group around me to help me improve. IGLing's not something you can just dive into and become the best overnight. But now, I have all of it, right? I had a lot of time to do it, a lot of time, maybe like a month. And a lot of good people. Coaching staff, all the players around me make it easy. So it's a completely new environment.
His evolution was stunning, and the results were simply unmistakable.
Keep calm under pressure. NRG, there's no way this is the round. Brock willing, standing tall. Can he stand guard? He can. Drops the body, and Fnatic falling like flies. Marta investing the ult. He knows what's coming their way now. 10 more seconds. I can't believe what we've seen. It's unbelievable.
NRG dismantled the fan favorites to earn a spot in the grand finals. Just a few months ago, they were a middle-of-the-pack team in Americas, and now they were about to compete for the biggest trophy in Valorant. But Fnatic weren't done yet.
Before we get into the video, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Omen. This year, Omen has been our portal to possibility by sending us all across the world to cover the biggest events in esports. And thanks to them, we were able to go to Paris and capture all the excitement from VCT Champions, the most anticipated Valorant tournament of 2025. Unleash your ultimate gaming potential with the Omen Max 16 laptop. Crafted for powerful performance, the Omen Max 16 is equipped with up to an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, offering gamers desktop-level performance anywhere encased in a light, portable body they can take on the go. Then there's also its groundbreaking new self-cleaning fan technology called Fan Cleaner. Powered by Intel, this built-in feature periodically reverses the fan's direction to prevent dust buildup for absolutely peak reliable performance. And for the first time ever, Omen gives players the ability to manually overclock their laptop CPU and GPU for max performance up to 250 watts total processing power without having to go into the BIOS. Thanks again to Omen for helping players navigate through any gaming obstacle to reach new levels with the Omen Max 16, now available at omen.com. And now, let's get back to our story.
Fnatic have long been considered one of, if not the best Valorant team in the world. Every individual player was a star.
For Crashes and Chronicle to get that trophy after not being able to lift it previously, you know, they've been to Champions, each of them in different years with different teams coming together here. It would be the cementing of a legacy of some of the best who have ever played the game. I think then Chronicle, a lot of people might consider him just to be the best ever to have touched the game.
I think Boaster is just the GOAT IGL, has attended the most amount of international tournaments, and every roster he's been a part of has been like not only consistent but just really highly rated, high placings, also hits the emotes. He's a really, really good caller, and I'm sure having a teammate like that's super valuable just because he just will bring up the mood so much.
Many people credit Boaster's IGLing as the reason behind Fnatic's incredible consistency throughout the years. In the team's darkest moments, he always came through for this team. When Fnatic faced adversity, he always came up in the clutch.
They can't expect anybody to be here, but they've been able to find the early trades. The stun was decent, but it doesn't matter, but now it's all up to Boaster. In that backline again with the operator, facing off against a man who is a master of that gun. But that time is ticking desperately low, and he does not flinch!
Down in losers, Fnatic had to face off against DRX to get their run back. It was a rematch from earlier in the tournament, a match that Fnatic won. But DRX had evolved in the lower bracket. They used to be known for choking. Now, they looked like they could go all the way, and it was largely thanks to their new strategy.
So the DRX comp basically double duelists, but they specifically run Yoru Waylay. But with agents, specifically on attack, I think is where DRX kind of shines the most, because it is very attack-sided. Both duelists just run at you, dump maximum util, and they can just get out, and then they just do it again. So that's the annoying part. There's ways around it, but DRX plays it extremely well.
After stage 2 ended, and when we were waiting on what will happen in Champions, we knew that Waylay was a very good agent in the moment. So we were testing out double duelist compositions, and we saw that Yoru was the best match for Waylay. So I think we took a risk and started practicing with those two, and it played out pretty well.
Some teams at the tournament dabbled with the Mosquito comp after seeing DRX's early success on it, but it was quickly becoming clear that the originators were still the best.
Yeah, really capturing lightning in the bottle with the way that they're playing right now! Yunmin can't be stopped! Convergent pass will be the cherry on top! And there is no running, there is no hiding! Trex forced to cower, but you cannot deny it, DRX are so damn back!
Paranoia at the ready, now sent the swing coming through, and Yunmin quickly collecting the two in front of him, and there's the third. Fourth now to fall, and Yunmin is going to be hunting for an ace. Flashback, however, will take it away, but DRX give themselves a flawless round win. Smoke now does dissipate, swings the corner, he should have something dead to right. Divide, however, able to find two quick kills there at upper. A 2v2 now, it's freeing. Swings in, joining in alongside the IGL. Magoo finds one, Brain gets the other, and that's it! It's over! 13-8!
The strategy was taking DRX to new heights. Their 6th place curse was long forgotten, and for the first time in years, it felt like the sky was once again the limit for them. But aside from a map 1 loss on Sunset, Fnatic swatted DRX's Mosquitoes out of the air in the lower final.
And Freeing still left guessing, but he's guessing incorrectly. The gambit going wrong. Smoker propped up, showers at the TP, but that is going to be the snake bite, but it doesn't slow it down! What is that? Unbelievable! Again, he can't actually escape out of that spot, so the spam is enough for the Traces. Chronicle forwards again. Chronicle! My God, man! Flashback now is he's going to be forced to answer back as best he can in a spot like this, but it's just too much! Kron spotted out, outside of it. That's a judge in your face, and the trades are coming in. Thick, fast, and ready already. Bane is running all over them, but shots in the back, shots in the dark. Oh! That's surely done it! Fnatic, the uncrowned kings, are looking for that final trophy, that final throne that has always eluded them. They are coming for NRG's neck.
Fnatic triumphed over one of the scariest teams at the tournament, beating them swiftly to return to the stage for another shot at NRG, the team that drubbed them the day before. For the first time in their history, Fnatic were headed to a Champions Grand Final, and Boaster, true to his name, was anything but scared.
NRG, we're coming for you, and we're gonna be ready tomorrow. The crowd is with us right now tonight, and you better be ready when you're eating your dinner tonight. You better know that we're ready. ready. When you're watching our VODs, you better know we're gonna be ready. And when you're in bed having nightmares about us, you know we're gonna be ready! Yeah!
Although Fnatic entered Grand Final Sunday with endless confidence, NRG smacked them down instantly.
Let another one go. Yeah, but the crowd's starting to kick up here. He doesn't even consider it! Scuba sends him 10 feet under! I can't get enough of this team. They are playing brilliant, beautiful Valorant right now. There's just a heat-seeking missile flying above you. Oh, he's found a body! And another! Mana is out of this world! The floodgates open, the B-side's theirs, and Som is not stopping. Up towards heaven, and they look none the wiser. He's done so well there, breaking even the closest rotations. Som is absolutely on it. And just Alpha and Kayak, the last two to find. I don't think Fnatic ever thought they'd face someone like this, but NRG are looking like a cut above the rest. Just Kayak has to try and stand. It is a blowout. 13-3. NRG look at home under the brightest lights.
Fnatic looked lost. Boaster was stone-faced. The team simply couldn't find purchase against NRG. It was like the upper bracket finals never ended. NRG was dominating.
2 kills already, looking to follow up. He's taken away the lockdown, but Alpha finally remembering who he is. Spike left though, 15 seconds, it's an issue. Mana on guard duty. I don't know if Kron can even get here in time. And Mana can walk away, knowing he's been the one to be the problem. 5 seconds, it's too far away. You can't get to the site. NRG running the clock down on Fnatic.
It looked like NRG had the read. It looked like Ethan was still calling circles around Boaster. Even on Abyss, Fnatic still couldn't stem the bleeding. No matter how hard they tried, the match seemed over.
Oh, it's ults everywhere, but this time it's Ethan behind them. Fnatic can't catch a break. They don't know where to look, they look lost, and Crashy's last alive. And this feels almost unfair. NRG simply better.
Down 11-1 at the half, Fnatic needed a miracle. No team had ever made a comeback like this on Valorant's biggest stage. NRG's victory was all but assured, but Boaster rallied the troops.
Cut sightlines here. It's a shock down. Actually, Fnatic get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, much better. Looking proactive in the play and taking down 2. A little bit of chip on the way certainly help down matters, but don't right out Rock and Scuba. The masters of Fnatic's downfall before. Scuba with the evasion can't quite stand. Now just Brock the 1v3. Very nice. Chronicle with 4.
Off the back of a successful pistol, Fnatic cobbled together a few rounds. Their confidence was back, and suddenly they were the ones with the read on NRG. Even when things looked absolutely dire for Fnatic, the Paris crowd was roaring by their side. Fnatic slowly clawed their way back into the game, and round by round, the Accor arena got louder and louder.
This could be their downfall. Mana goes forward. Chronicle sends it back. Brock next up here. Odin, Flash, Kron again! Fnatic are making me a believer! Crashies, you're not going to stand against this alone. You're going to wait for the support, right?
Chronicle's got ult here, and he's here very early on. He's going to send it!
This could be it. This could be hard to find. Denied on the first attempt. Crashies again! I said it last time, but this time he is burying him in that jersey. Som, a 1v3 required would be a miracle. It's looking like OT is here! Crashies above and beyond! Standing tall for Fnatic to take us to OT! There's problems from both sides here. Doesn't think about Brock. Now he does! Fnatic standing tall on the verge now! They saw the last one alive! This will be something you will never forget! Fnatic pulling off the simply unthinkable!
The winds were in Fnatic's sails. NRG's mental was shattered. Their shots weren't landing. They were backed into a corner and the edge was getting closer.
There is a back line threat on the way. Scuba with it all to do. He does the best he could, but it may not be enough. As Brock, iconic with the weapon, can do nothing.
It's all done.
Watch. We are going the distance.
It all came down to this. On one side of the stage was NRG. Som was hunting for the trophy that would make all his years of playing worth it. The trophy that would allow him to retire without any regrets. Ethan was fighting for redemption, a shot at proving he was more than a hanger-on. Brock, Scuba, and Mata battled to show that they shouldn't have languished in Tier 2 all those years. But on the other side was Fnatic, Boaster, and Alphayear fighting for the one trophy that they missed out on in 2023. Crashies and Chronicle looking for the win that had already once slipped through their fingers. Kayak seeking true glory for the first time in his career. Only one team could lift the trophy. Only one team could right their wrongs.
If you guys want this trophy, then
come on, boy!
Show it to me.
Go! Everyone together! You need some energy? Let's go!
Come on,
show
Adam.
everyone how much you want this! We worked for it for so long!
I'm so
come
if
on,
you
guys!
want this trophy,
go!
Let's play
all
like
the way.
it. I'm serious.
Yalla, boys!
Back to back doing the work of the site. Look at the HP. How Fnatic doing this? Ethan taking matters into his own hands. Get out of here. He's still standing. He's still got a chance. But time is a factor. And it's going to be cross for the spike. Ethan single-handedly doing what was necessary. Brock, brilliant in the end. Can he stay alive? Can he get out of here? Not sure. Yeah, he can. Who am I to doubt him? And now he's just matching him step by step. He's read it right. Ethan actually ahead of the curve slightly. Ethan is a cut above the rest. 11 HP. And Scuba on the other side sitting pretty on 41. Comes down to that Scuba. It ain't over yet. But a 3v4. Kayak. Oh, he gets his ankles broke in a round like this. It's all falling apart as Crashies, the last one alive. Bitter, sweet for sure, as NRG are your Valorant World Champions!
From looking shaky all year to winning it all in one of the most dramatic series Valorant has ever seen, NRG were triumphant, but their win was more than a trophy. The so-called rookies proved their worth, proved they were much more than their limited Tier 1 experiences. Ethan became the first ever two-time world champion, putting his name in the greatest of all time conversation. Brock was awarded the MVP bracelet, thanks in large part to his mastery of the Odin. And Som, who had struggled for so long, who had fought and lost for years in 2 games, who could have quit for greener pastures at any time at all, finally had a trophy he'd been chasing for so long. In the weeks after the tournament, Som announced he was stepping away from competition. It remains to be seen if he'll ever return, but now he can rest easy. He is finally one of the best players in the world. He retires as a champion, and he will always be one. Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.